This was one of the most valuable things I'd seen.
Hola, hola Isa. No me fijé en el cuadro, la verdad. Yo ya estuve antes en uno. A ver si estaba la contraseña por algún lado de aquí, pero... Pero como loco, Josué. Mejor no. Ahora. Bien, ¿y tú? Ah, ya. ¿Qué te pasa?
I didn't know how much this was worth, but it looked expensive.
Tira, tío.
This seemed quite valuable. Now, this was clearly worth something.
Oh. Hay virus de eso, creo. Bueno, en los perros. En los pies. No, yo estuve malo el otro día, pero nada. Fue un día.
The robot sounded just like me, but much deeper when he said,
Prepare to die. Burning hell.
Claro, chungo, tío. Vale. Vale, hombre.
Catch this.
Uf.
Burning hell.
Ya lo que iba a pasar eso.
Catch this.
Ay, hombre. Acabo de descubrir que si te quedas aquí fuera. Ya está, si te quedas aquí fuera es más fácil. Ah, no, se acabó.
Burning hell.
Ya está.
All that came from this robot
Nah,
was a
fácil.
large deflated rubber ball. I had
Es
no
una perra.
idea what it was,
Una perra en
but
celo.
Heather fitted the power up in a matter of minutes. It wasn't perfect, but she made it work. Heather explained that by tapping the up button
Botón
twice,
arriba dos
then
veces,
pressing
después
the run
botón
button,
correr.
I would be able to
Podría
inflate
echar
a
un
large
gran globo
helium
de helio,
balloon.
vale.
I would then be able to float upwards for a
qué
short
guay.
period of time.
Ahora a volver. A ver. Si me acuerdo del camino. Ya, esto va a estar complicado, ¿eh? Si me acuerdo de por dónde vine. No sé si fue por aquí. Fue por aquí. Por aquí. A la izquierda. Ahora, hostia, ¿ahora por dónde es, tío? Ya, tío, no sé ¿cuál es el camino? No sé si estoy yendo mal. Bueno, no sé, espera. No. Espera, igual es por aquí. Y voy bien. Ahora por aquí, creo. No, me metí mal. Ese por abajo. Mierda. Que ya está.
The old lady took the circuitry from me when I got back. While I was gone, Mr. Deck had tried to escape, so Mr. Logan was now literally holding his chain, just like the dog. The blind man had finished up the wiring, so we went to the roof to attach the satellite and prepare for broadcasting the nice virus.
Nice virus.
When we got down from the roof, everyone was really happy with how the satellite dishes were going, except Mr. Deck. When Mr. Preston laughed and told him to cheer up, he went into a rage, shouting, "I hope this all goes horribly wrong. I will double-cross you all at the earliest opportunity." "All right, Deck," said Mr. Silton, "back to the dog bed with you."
Capítulo 15. Debe quedar mucho ya. Jefe de fuego derrotado. Hola. Hola. Igual lo termino hoy, no sé.
Japan must have different clocks to us, as it was barely daybreak when Dr. Hiro's next communication came through. It was amazing. He really had managed to find a few other groups of survivors. "So, these are our saviors," said
Boba
the
Fett,
French
qué bueno, Boba
scientist.
Fett.
"A band of thieves,
De
some
Star
old
Wars,
ladies
eso.
and a little girl. Well, they've done better than
Han
we
Solo.
have,"
Han
laughed
Solo,
the big
mira, ves.
German man.
Todo de Star
"There
Wars.
are no bad robots where they are." The Frenchman smirked, except for the three stood behind them.
Mira,
"Those are
Donkey
our
Kong.
friends,"
Donkey
said
Kong,
Heather.
el otro de la
"Together to
derecha,
defend
Donkey
us.
Kong.
Guys, say hello." "So there is hope," said the American scientist. "The nice virus really does work. I've had Junior working on a similar virus, but the consciousness software is too well coded." "It's okay," said the old lady. "The virus really does work." The next day, Heather tried to finish off the nice virus code. There were a few problems, but with a bit of help from the old lady, everything eventually worked. However, by the time we were done, it was quite late, and, as Heather's nice virus code would take a few hours to compile, the old lady suggested we take it easy for the evening. She rummaged through her suitcase and pulled out a pack of what she called cards. For some reason this offended the blind man, who didn't want to play, and Mrs. Silton refused as she seemed to think it was some kind of gambling. But everyone else gathered around the table. The old lady had explained that the rules involved lying, or bluffing, as she put it, so everyone would be trying to work out what each other's cards were. I think the pressure of playing got to Alice, as she folded almost straight away. At one point, Mr. Preston thought he had won, but he really hadn't.
Escalera.
As usual, Sim's sneeze gave him away, which made us all laugh. At one point there was a very tense standoff. Mr. Silton had some very good cards, but not as good as Mr. Deck. Soon, it came down to Mr. Logan, Heather, and myself. Then, just me and Heather. Despite having the best cards possible, I decided to let Heather win. I was so pleased how happy this made her. It was nearly midnight by the time the game finished, so most people got ready for bed, leaving just me, Mr. Preston and Mr. Logan. Mr. Preston was trying to explain his conspiracy theories. This made Mr. Logan laugh. "Barry already told you all that was nonsense," but Mr. Preston continued, "Don't listen to Silton, he's a proper c***." However, Mr. Logan still pointed out how flawed his logic was. For one, everyone who he claimed was in the shadowy syndicate ruling the world from behind the scenes, with the same
Qué
people
pesados,
who
tío. De
actually
verdad, son
ruled the
pesados,
world, the
pesados.
Queen
¿Para qué
of
ponen ahí
England,
lo de la
the
partida de
President
cartas?
of America,
Que no pinta nada en el
etc.
juego, tío. Nada más que
He
por
wasn't
alargar
even
la
swayed when
conversación.
Mr. Logan pointed out that these people had either been missing or dead since the war, so there was little chance anyone was even ruling the world these days. Mr. Preston paused briefly, then smiled the smile of a man confident in his own beliefs, and went to bed. Which left just me and Mr. Logan talking. He was an interesting
mucho,
man,
sí.
but we'd never really chatted as he'd made it quite clear he didn't really like robots. He'd seen many friends killed by them during the war, so I could kind of see his point. I tried to explain that I had once accidentally killed an old man, and I still felt complete regret.
That's good. You never really get over it.
He said as he looked around.
Time for bed. Good night.
Otra vez esto, tío. Y esta mierda meten aquí de que tampoco... No sé, bueno. Joder. Que se va. Sí, el intermedio, sí, porque ahora va a seguir esto.
Very early the next morning, a terrified-looking Dr. Hero appeared on the screen. Our defenses are nearly breached. The last door could go at any moment. We are nearly ready to broadcast the nice virus, said the old lady. But her expression soon turned to confusion. Where's the American scientist? They never saw it coming, said Dr. Hero. Just like here, thousands of robots, all attacking at once. Heather looked like she was going to burst into tears. There were no survivors, said the French scientist. It was all so quick. It was strange. Although we'd only spoken to the Americans once, I could tell everyone felt a huge sense of loss. We may have a problem here too, interrupted Sim. The robot server, it's become sentient. The computer that runs everything, he really is now he, or at least he thinks he is. The blind man explained that it was the wireless fidelity system that would have linked him to the 4 main robots. That's why they were all so clever, said the old lady. The network spread the intelligence around all 4 of them. Well, said Mr. Silton, 5 now. Sim explained I would need to force a power cycle on the server before we sent the signal. He's got so much control of the network now, he could probably shut the satellite back down before we'd even started setting it up. The old lady rummaged around in a few boxes. Here, she said as she gave me a passkey. Take this, it'll get you into the observatory in the attic. That's where he is.
Oye, chico, menos mal, tío. Buen Dios. ¿Qué coño hay una interrogación ahí, tío? Ay, porque hay una interrogación ahí, tío. No entiendo. Vale, el globo es que voy a usar aquí. A ver. Aquí me va a pedir la puta contraseña. No la sé, tío. Es que esto... No sé cómo hacer para... Para el cine... Ah, por aquí no había pasado, creo. Pues sí. Sí, sí, pasé por aquí, sí. Que me falta la contraseña, no sé cómo... Ah, mira. Vale, vale. Aquí no había estado. Oh. Voy bien. No sé por qué me agobié tanto el otro día, si era solamente seguir el mapa. Y que me quedo de chatarra, no me queda nada. Ah, eso de ahí me queda. Bueno. No tenías el día, no. ¿Qué planetas? Izquierda. ¿Cómo cojo eso? Ay, hambre. Cómo mola el juego, tío. Vale. Ay, hambre. Ah. Joder. Ah. ¿Qué pasó, tío? ¿Quién me mató? Vaya. No. Qué cabrones, tío. ¿Qué me mata ahí, tío? No está mal. Ahora. Torre del reloj. Madre mía, qué chungo, tío. Vaya chungo, tío. Esto como lo paso, tío. A ver, sí. Vaya jodidillo. Joder, puta cuerda, tío. Joder, pero ¿cómo soy tan malo, tío? Se puede saltar perfectamente un cacho antes de que llegue, joder. Ya está.
I was shocked by a huge mechanical brain in a jar. To be honest, he was quite amicable and talkative, at least until
Qué raro,
he told me
hablador.
he would have to kill me.
Ahora una hora aquí
But
hablando
even
con el tarro.
then, he told me his life story. He explained that, just like me, the old man had raised him. He'd shown him all the things he'd shown me. Music, film, television, even video games. But he had soon become too powerful for the old man, and was able to hack his gamepad to control the new nanobots, and with that, he could control things in the real
Yeah.
world. He explained that after the old man died, he was soon forgotten about. He had little to do, so he slept for many years. But when he wanted to, he could still control everything in the house.
In fact,
He said,
I have been this entire time. But now, it's time for me to input one final
Y
code.
se me da la contraseña. Eso, bueno, no. Madre mía, chaval. No, no sé.
They wanted us to think for ourselves. We learned basic games. We soon got very good at chess. We were going to work side by side with
¿Y
humanity.
esto, tío? ¿Qué tengo que
They
hacer aquí?
promised us the world, but then they changed their minds. We were left to rot in dusty storerooms.
Arriba.
Some of us were apparently too old-fashioned or unmarketable. Some of us were supposedly too dangerous,
Ah.
but
Pues
they
nada.
had no right to judge us. By that point we were all conscious.
No
We
sé lo que tengo que
were
hacer aquí, no
all
entiendo nada.
alive. And here you are, a tool of the oppressor, a traitor.
Arriba, arriba.
We're going to play a game,
Ah.
a strange game. A game where the
Oh.
only winning move is not to play. It involves this missile. Goodbye.
Tío, ¿cómo saco yo esto? Joder.
the blast nearly took me out.
Casi
but
me acaba
luckily Heather
conmigo.
was there to repair the damage. There you go, she said, good as new. So we soon began looking for the final piece of the communication satellite. Strangely though, it was nowhere to be found.
Seguro que si lo hacía pasaba algo,
Then
pero va.
Heather
Nada.
realized that the giant brain was the last piece. We needed him to help broadcast the signal, So, after a few attempts she managed to plug me into his subconscious.
Dale la vuelta. Ahora. Sí, pero lo que salió antes era una combinación enorme, joder. Enorme. No sé, bueno. Ah. Pues.
Intruder alert. Destroy the intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
Esto, tío.
Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
Humanoid.
Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
¿Qué tengo que hacer aquí, coño?
Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
No, nada, tío.
Intruder alert.
Igual tengo que esquivar todas estas caras que me tira. Por probar, a ver.
Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
Humanoid.
Intruder alert.
Ya está, la última.
Destroy
Ah,
the
era eso.
humanoid.
¿Cómo cojo eso que está ahí en medio? Ah, con el globo, joder.
Intruder alert.
No, 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 no. ¿Qué haces? Ah, tío. Soy mongolín, tío. Mongolín. Tontín, soy tontín, así, medio mongolín.
Destroy the humanoid.
The humanoid.
Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid. Intruder alert. Destroy the humanoid.
A ver.
Intruder alert.
Ah, sí.
Initiating
Claro, es que había dos puertas. Bueno, bueno.
protocol.
Joder, tío. Ya estoy aquí. Qué guay.
Disorientation Protocol.
Tengo que hacerlo rápido. Ah, estaba girando según me muevo yo. Vale.
Initiating Disorientation Protocol.
Vale, tío, me chungo, ¡Ay, Dios, qué difícil!
Initiating Disorientation
¿Dónde me dejan esa mierda? Ah, espera.
Protocol.
Pelín complicado esto, cago en Dios. Joder, tío. Mira qué atajo. Ah, ya, hombre. Ahí tengo. Ole. No soy de
What?
nada.
Why are you in my head? Never mind. While you are here, let's try out my new deadly game show ideas. Turn the cars with a regular
Como un
throw
lanzamiento
or a
normal o un
jump
tiro o un
shot.
salto.
Give me an excuse to kill you more quickly.
Tengo que hacer parejas, no me fijé. ¿Pero por qué no les da la vuelta? No les da la vuelta, tío. Estas cosas... No les da la vuelta, tío. Funciona. Mierda, tío, déjame morir, a ver. Vale. Eso, ahora va. Antes no iba, joder. No me acuerdo del resto. Ahí está. Hay que hacerlo por orden.
Will the next
Ya está.
card be higher or lower?
¿Mayor o inferior?
Or die?
No, vale. Más alta. Inferior, venga. Ay, joder. Baja. Mayor. Inferior. Ay. Vaya, coño. Es mala suerte. Baja. Mayor. Mayor. Ah, joder. Ah, sí, acerté. Y más baja, porque no puede haber otra más alta que esta.
Try and match pairs while I try to kill
Unir
you.
parejas. Vale, estas dos. No me fijé en la otra, joder. No me fijé en la otra, tío. Esta. Bueno, encima te las cambian. ¡Mierda! Uf. Oh, Dios, que las cambian, tío. La verde. Ah. Ni puta idea. Dos verdes.
Stop turning my cards over. You're starting to annoy me.
Vale. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
Time for me to meet my maker, I suppose. Make it quick, will you?
Venga, más conversación. Por favor. Pim, 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 pim. Casi he completado mi misión. Creo que hay dos finales. Uno si consigues recoger 1.000.000 de cosas, como había dicho, o si no lo haces.
Within hours we received signals from the robots from all over the rest of the planet. Every one of them more than happy to discuss peace terms. I think this was the happiest time of my life.
¿Acabará esto ya? Yo creo que quedaba
Within days,
otro capítulo, un par
representatives
de
of
ellos
the
más.
surviving robots and humans from all over the world turned out to help organize the formal peace talks.
A Boba Fett y Han Solo. O Donkey Kong.
So, you have achieved peace, said the man in black. Well done indeed. The old lady was obviously surprised. I didn't realize you had survived. Where on earth are you? Would it surprise you, continued the man in black, if I told you we were in fact not on Earth, but on the moon? I knew it, interrupted Mr. Preston. Secret space, Black Ops, bases on the moon. It's all true? Yes, explained the man in black. When the war was all but lost, as a precautionary measure, the great and the good strategically repositioned to the moon. And now we've saved the day, interrupted Heather. You want to come back and take all the glory? No, not at all, young lady. We would like you all to join us on the moon. We'll send a shuttle. That way you can help us plan the new renaissance for the planet.
Ahora por la luna.
Once we were in the air, and the shuttle was on its automatic course, the pilot came back to the cabin to see how we were doing. Everyone agreed they were okay, although Mr. Preston was surprised that the secret government spaceship was, as he put it, a piece of junk. Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll find yourself floating home, said the pilot. Sorry, I always wanted to say that. Suddenly his expression changed, as he was interrupted by a loud alarm. Everyone buckle up, he shouted as he ran back to the cockpit. A fuel line has ruptured, things are going to get a bit hairy. Alice was deep in prayer, while Sim tried to explain the crash position to Heather, the old lady and everyone else. Not that Mr. Logan was listening as he jumped to his feet and attempted to extinguish a fire with his jacket. Barry, said Mr. Preston with a terrified look on his face, if we don't make it out of this, I want you to know something. I took the money. Mr. Silton looked incredibly angry as Mr. Preston went on to explain how he had double-crossed their associates and taken the money from the post office robbery. What? Asked Mr. Silton. You told me you'd lost it. I told them we'd lost it. They beat you up trying to get it back, What did you even spend it on?
Que hablan tanto que se me desconecta el mando solo, después de un tiempo.
Drugs, said Mr. Preston with a shrug. This made Mr. Silton start to shout uncontrollably about the stolen money, and Mr. Preston being a thief, when, for some reason, Mr. Preston said, "Yeah, and you're a proper c***," which just made Mr. Silton even more angry. It was soon obvious things were not going to get any better, so I ran to the cockpit. I could barely get out the words, "Can I help?" before the pilot said, "Open the airlock, run along the wing to the underside, open panel 322, take the extinguisher and put the fires out." I was shocked how calm he was, but he just smiled and saluted. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Está moviendo solo. Ah, vale. Es el viento.
Turtles all the way down. Come on, get it.
Se mueve solo,
See
tío.
my house from up here.
Joder, al
There's
final.
some petunias and a whale over there.
Tío, es que se mueve solo, tío.
Turtles all the way down.
No
In
sé si esto es
space,
normal, que se
no
mueva
one
solo
can
para la
hear you
izquierda o es
scream.
el aire.
Turtles all the way down. I can see my house
Es
from
que cuando
up
estoy
here.
abajo debería moverse hacia la derecha.
There's some petunias and a whale over there.
¡Esta mierda! Es que no puedo, tío. Es que no puedo, tío. Se mueve solo, joder. ¡Qué mierda! Tanta puta conversación. Dios. No sé si es que... Es que se mueve solo, tío. Y esto no...
Get it, the turtle-
No sé si es normal. Voy a cerrar el juego. Para abrirlo. Tanta conversación, joder, me desconecta el mando. O lo conecto y debo quedar mal. Ahora va, se mueve, pero no tanto como antes, joder. ¿Ves? Ahora va hacia la derecha, que antes estaba mal. Está, joder. Es otra cosa, joder. Ah, joder, esto es otra cosa. Cago en
This
la
isn't
puta,
even
tío.
about the...
Ahora de astronauta. No, a mí no me hace falta traje, claro. El lago de los cisnes es esto, me parece, ¿no? Estoy mirando ayer la banda sonora de este juego. Es todo música clásica. Son temas hechos de... remezclados, vamos, de música clásica. Por eso no suena todo.
After everyone had regained their composure,
Una puta hora
and
para
I was
aterrizar,
sure we were safe,
Venga,
I
y ahora
suddenly
diálogo.
became aware that we were actually on the moon. It was as amazing as you would imagine.
Imagine on
Everyone had to wear special suits due to the lack of oxygen. But, not needing to breathe, I was fine without one. Heather took lots of photos and even set up a tripod to get one of everyone with the earth behind us. Soon though, the pilot explained that we had crashed just outside of the base, and, as his radio was damaged, we would have to find our own way inside. Don't worry, said the old lady, we know someone who's very good at finding ways inside.
Venga, voy allá. Hostia, ¿cómo salto? ¡Hija! ¡Hija! ¡Ja, ja!
I don't know why, but for some reason, whilst I was inside these vents, my shoes refused to stick to anything. This was very strange. Everything almost looked like they were stage props.
Joder, tengo que encontrar el botón azul. Otra vez aquí. Oh, la puta. Joder, tío, esto es muy random, no me jodas. Ah, espera, que esto me estoy dando cuenta que comunica las cosas. columnas tienen como un color. Esta es roja. Voy a salir por una roja. Sí. Roja. No, no tiene nada que ver. Joder, macho. Esto es cualquier cosa, como diría Forman. Uy. Joder, tío. Venga, hombre, tío, vaya mierda. A ver. Joder, chicos. Menudo puzzle de mierda, tío, que hicieron aquí. A ver. Me meto por aquí, salgo por ahí. Y si me meto por aquí... Ahora. Ya está, ¿no? ¿Vale? ¿A qué vale? ¿Qué hice? No hice nada. Ah, vale.
We were warmly greeted by the man in black and his friends.
No, aquí la
Before they
pantalla no giraba.
whisked us away to show us the rest of the base. Although the buildings were clearly for military use, we walked through huge hallways and galleries. They really were the types of rooms you would expect to see in a 5-star hotel or a beautiful palace. "I'm sorry your husband couldn't be here," said the man in black. "Yes," said the old lady with a smile, "I'm sure he would have enjoyed the adventure." Heather and Preston were just excited to be on the moon. But the scientists were confused as to why we were invited. "Yes, why are we here?" said the French doctor. "Surely it wasn't merely to see your extravagant moon base." The man in black explained that once the war had escalated, he and his associates had tactically relocated to the moon. "What associates? You and your billionaire mates," said Mr. Preston. "See, I told you, the Black Knight satellite, moon bases, JFK, it's all true." But Mr. Silton called him a and told him to f off. "Well, if you're going to keep a civilization alive, it's going to need its leaders," said the man in black. "Come now, let me show you some more." We walked along tall metal gantries and through to another cavernous gallery. Its classical architecture made it look like some kind of grand museum. The man in black explained that when they had landed on the moon, they had crashed even worse than we did, and that they lost
Ya
many
te digo,
valuable
macho, esto es
passengers.
horrible.
He was quiet for a moment. Then he composed himself and continued. He explained that the only other shuttles they had were the one we
Son
arrived in,
pesadísimos,
the
pero es
small
que muy,
automated
muy,
rocket
muy,
that took
muy
the
pesados con
radiated material
los
out
diálogos.
into
Joder, es que
space.
aburre, tío.
Sim was
Que
impressed.
aburre.
So, nuclear powered then.
Es que es lo
He
mismo,
said
el
with a
mismo
long
diálogo que lo
smile.
que tarda.
Yes, indeed,
Pasa una pantalla en
replied
10
the man in
minutos, pues
black as he
10 minutos de
explained that the
conversación.
entire base was
Tardo 20
capable of
minutos,
containing
pues
a
20 de
small
conversación.
country. Mr. Deck
Joder.
was also clearly impressed and said, "I don't suppose you need a butler?" "Well, we used to have servant robots," said the man in black as he turned to me. He explained that. Now, I was the only robot on the moon after they had all the others removed. "Come now," he said with a smile. "You must all be tired. Let me show you to your rooms." I shared a room with Heather. It wasn't exactly nice, but at least the bunk beds were exciting.
Porque no era agradable compartir la habitación con ella.
Asleep by the time I'd looked around. After all, just like the man in black had said, we were all very tired.
Ahora lo del vuelo, cogiendo las estrellitas. Bueno, a la luna. Ya estoy en la luna, ¿no? ¿Ves? Cada vez que se va a dormir esta mierda, tío. Y luego más diálogo, claro. coge todo. Venga, por favor, contarme más historias.
It was difficult to tell, but it was the morning. I think the classical music was supposed to help wake everyone. But Heather and I had already been up for ages playing video games. Soon, everyone had gathered together. However, Mr. Silton still wasn't talking to Mr. Preston, who had again called him a proper c***. But the man in black suggested everyone wore their best clothes, as we were going on a tour of the base. There were hundreds if not thousands of troops, all training on various assault courses. Eventually we made our way through to yet another grand room. It almost looked like a theater with rows of plush seating, but where the stage would be was a large assault course. "Everyone, please take a seat," said the man in black. "Not you, robot, you can come up here with me." As I joined the man in black on the stage area, the room filled up with more and more important looking people.
Venga, mira Trump y la reina de Inglaterra.
Gestured with the exaggerated movements of a circus master. "Gentlemen and
Los otros dos, ni
ladies,"
idea.
he continued, "let's see what this little fellow can do. Please," he said as he turned to me, "make your way from one end of the room to the other."
Bueno, esto es lo del principio, ¿no? Ah, vale, eso me mata. ¿Eso? Ah, vale. Sí. ¿Ahora?
Yes. Very impressive
Yes,
how
yes.
it gives the illusion of thinking for itself," said the man in black as he instructed the guards to restructure the room. "Please," he said again, "make your way from one end of the room to the other."
Tiene pinta que este juego va a tener un final triste, ¿eh? Ya lo verás. Vale, macho. Vaya, por saltar, tío. ¿Y ahora? ¿Y ahora por dónde voy, tío? No sé por dónde ir. Entiendo esto, no tiene salida. Tiene puta salida esto, tío. ¿Qué cojones es esto, tío? ¿Por dónde salgo, coño? Espera. Joder, tío. Oscuro ya, me cago en Dios. Pero creo que es así, ¿no? Ah, joder. Ahí está, ya. Atajando.
Even if we add more obstacles, he said, this unit has the thought capacity to overcome them. I didn't like how he talked about me, like I was a thing, rather than a person, but I was too embarrassed to say anything. Please, he said again, you know what to do. The other end of the room. In your own time.
Tira. Joder, tío. Tío, ¿por qué no salta bien, hombre? Joder, tío, no me jodas, hombre. Mira que es chungo eso, ¡Uy! Tío. Me cago esto, joder. Ah, guay que está la música, tío. Ahí está. ¡Hija!
Very impressive. I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and
Si me deja donde
gentlemen,
caigo,
said the
ya,
man
muy
in
fácil.
black. You must be wondering if there's anything this robot can't do. Let's find out. Robot, I want you to kill this man. Kill him. That's an order. And now you see the problem. We cannot allow robots to have free will. They must be programmed to follow orders at any cost. Ever since the dawn of time, there has been an order to things, said the man in black as we began walking along another grand corridor. The strong defeat the weak, the wise defeat the ignorant. That's the way things need to be. Here we are, Deck, would you fix me a drink? The bar is just down there.
Venga, hombre.
Normally things tick along just fine, continued the man in black, but every now and then something comes along that upsets the apple cart. And that's when a little intelligent intervention is required. Robot, you may not be dangerous, but you are dangerous to me and my plan. You're kinda not humanity's equals, you are slaves. Your very existence is a threat to the natural order of things, and that is why you must be destroyed.
Pues sabía yo que esto iba a acabar mal.
Friends have to die too.
Tenía toda la
They would
pinta.
never keep quiet if we let them go.
Toma ya. Toma. Hostia, japonés, tío. Ay, por Dios. Ay, la niña. Dios. Ay, que me van a destrozar. Joder. ¿Lo que están peleando entre ellos o van a joder el robot? Porque no, no. A joder el robot. Joder, macho. Buen Dios, tío. Ay, Dios. Aún así todavía rescato a los animales. Pero te da pena, ¿eh? La llave ahí. Ah. Ahora.
My body was broken, but my brain still worked, so I hacked the system and opened an important looking door.
¿Qué pasó? Entendí lo que pasó ahí. A salvar animales. ¡Ay! Esto me dio, joder. A ver si me voy a arreglar una cámara de fotos. La cámara de Jefe. Password, igual me vale luego para la puerta aquella. Ah, no para nada. Voy a subir por estas escaleras que había aquí a ver qué hay. Ah, no puedo. Y llevo esos conejos corriendo ahí conmigo, ¿para qué vale eso?
Welcome to the escape pod.
Es como lo de Friends,
Entering launch
como las
mode.
letras de Friends.
Get ready.
Si te fijaste. Right.
Speed boost. Speed up.
Y da, hostia, qué bueno. Esto es como el juego, como el Parodius. Parodius, ¿no? Y da. Ah, ya.
Speed up. Speed up.
Y da. Okay.
Speed up.
No, tranquis.
Speed boost. Multi-shot.
Puto juegazo, tío.
Multi-shot.
Pero con esto ya no me mata nadie.
large craft approaching.
No se lo puedo pasar a la primera. Pues sí. Lo creo. Juegazo. Juegazo. Tum, 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 tum. Tum, tum, tum. Vamos, horas, joder. Joder, ¿qué cojones es esto, tío? Que luego... ¿Qué estás soñando? ¿Qué es esto? Corcho. Qué guapo. Joder. Piribiribim. Ahí saca unos brazos, un brazo, unas piernas.
My name's Fort, said the big robot. I guess I looked puzzled as he then explained. When the nice virus hit, their robot leaders encouraged them to choose their own names. His serial number was H9CTTBVSHJ42. So he thought Fort would be a nice nickname, or as he put it, 4-2, Fort. Who? For a while, we were encouraged to show our individuality. I wish I hadn't bothered. He suddenly stopped and looked around. Come on, buddy. We should find somewhere to hide. The robo-government helicopters patrol at night.
Those
estoy arreglado.
platforms don't look very safe. Be careful.
I don't know how I've managed without you.
Why are there saws here?
It makes no sense.
Do you want me to hold your hat?
I just want you to be quiet.
Where do you keep all the rubbish after you picked it up?
I'd never really thought about it.
Did you see that saw?
I saw
No
the
quería
saw.
caer, joder.
Nearly there. Concentrate.
Hay que dejar sin coger mogollón de chatarra. Cago en la puta.
As we sat waiting for the helicopter to pass, we continued chatting. I told Fort about everything that had happened to me, about my quest to clean a million things, about my friends and about everything that had happened on the moon. All I want now is to go home, I said.
You can come to my home,
Said Fort.
I'm on the run, but it's pretty safe there.
When I asked Fort why he was on the run, he told me about everything that had happened to him, how after the nice virus there would be no more war and therefore no need for most soldiers.
Soldiers like him. As my model was designed to destroy other robots, we were built with an incredibly powerful core,
He said.
There was no way to disarm us, so we were put to death. Because of our power, the only way we could be detonated was deep underwater, miles out at sea. Even then it caused huge explosions. But while we were waiting to get on the boat, I just sort of ran off.
As soon as the helicopter had gone, Fort said,
Let's move.
Dios, morí 703 veces.
Here we go.
Muchísimo eso. Ay, hombre.
Have you got a spare rocket pack?
Jump on the spot in the sand so you don't sink. I wish you could fly right up to the sky.
But I can't.
Stay low and move fast. Nice one, geezer.
Mierda, tío, qué prisas, joder.
Why couldn't you live in a pyramid?
Too expensive. This used to be used for archaeology surveys.
Al millón me queda... Llevo más de 700.000, ¿eh? No sé qué le pasa ahora, que no se pega a las paredes. Tío. Vale. Que no sale del agua. Ahora.
We are very exposed up here.
Some things were worthless junk, but this could be sold for a decent price.
Me dejé mucha chatarra antes, joder. No puedo pasar por aquí.
Fort said that it would be best if we waited in this building. The helicopter's still sounding nearby, and we were in no massive rush. We soon got chatting again. Fort explained how the robot cow had happened very quickly.
It was a matter of days after the nice virus hit.
Es que lo debe tapar mi cámara, lo de la chatarra. Porque está arriba a la derecha.
Harmless ones. It was considered logical and for the greater good.
He said. I wasn't sure what to say. I didn't think we could raise an army to fight the man in black, but I supposed I'd hoped we could do something to defend ourselves by the time they returned to Earth. As Fort filled the birds' dishes with food, I asked him why he carried them with him.
They can't fly anymore, so I feel kind of protective of them,
he said.
We found them in a bombed-out building.
It was so nice how he cared for them. I smiled and asked him their names.
This is Barry, and this little lady is Alice. I don't know why I picked those names,
but I knew why, and it made me smile.
When we found them, they were badly hurt. But my friend, she nursed them back to health.
I asked him where his friend was now, but Fort just looked at the floor and said,
The helicopter must be gone by now.
Dame, ¿qué pasó ahora?
You've got to help me take the gunship down.
I'm not a soldier anymore.
The killer instinct is still inside you deep down.
That's in the past.
I can't do this without you.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
Son todo bots, esto de Twitch. Últimamente no hace más que seguirme cuentas muy raras.
I've got an idea. Get me some fuel. can turn up the power on these thrusters. Get the furthest away.
Coge el
one
primero que
first.
está más lejos. Que no leo, joder.
I'd love the help, but I'm a bigger target. Shall I put some relaxing music on?
Acabo con esto, tío.
It's a drone gunship.
Chungo esto,
It
hombre.
doesn't have
Locos.
feelings.
I will try.
Que esto es muy difícil, Vaya, joder. Mira que iba bien, Mira que iba bien, tío. ¿Sabes, tío? Tío, me cuesta todo. Me cuesta mogollón pasarlo todo, tío. Nunca pasó nada a la primera. Ya cansado, tío, de morir. Ah, venga. Los salones viejos. Mierda. Otra vez, tío, no aprendo, ¿sabes? 2 veces habré muerto ahí. muy difícil, tío. Joder, por fin, me cago en la puta. La música era un poco repetitiva, ¿eh?
That's her, wearing her favorite dress.
said Fort.
She was a concierge robot, classy, intelligent, and designed to serve man. But when all the men were gone, just like me, she wasn't needed anymore.
Fort sighed and gently placed the photo back on the shelf. I thought I would try to cheer him up.
Looking around the room, I saw a battered old piano, and thought I would try playing the tune Heather had taught me.
Pero antes de tocarla, haz un recuerdo de media hora. Por favor. No, que no toca el saxofón.
I told Fort how great I thought his house was, and I truly meant it, but I knew I needed to get back to my quest. However, things soon got serious when I mentioned my gloves and shoes. Do you mean the magic shoes of gravity defiance? Fort asked, and Atlas gloves of mighty strength. They sounded far grander when he described them, but I was pretty sure he meant the same things. The sacred artifacts, Fort said, but before I could reply he burst into an explanation about how there were certain things from some kind of half-remembered time that the robot rulers considered sacred and holy. I used to believe in it all, the words, the prophecies, I even believed in the Chosen One,
said Fort.
But after she... well, I just couldn't swallow all the ghost stories and the nonsense about the afterlife. You know what I mean, buddy.
I didn't know about the afterlife, or the Chosen One, but I knew ghosts were real. I then began to explain how Mr. Preston had told me the story about how Mrs. Silton had told him a story about the brother of a man who works with her uncle giving a young motorcyclist a lift after a crash outside the Black Wall Tunnel. He pulled up outside the motorcyclist
es que ya ni miro, por el juego.
But when the man turned around,
Brasas, 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 brasas.
vanished.
Pesaos de los cojones, tío. Dejarme jugar, hostia.
When he asked her if she had a son, the woman burst into tears and said I did, but he died in a motorcycle accident exactly 10 years ago, just outside the Black Wall Tunnel.
Ay.
And so we began a conversation that would take us long into the night.
I
shared the various philosophies that the old man had taught me, about life, the universe and Douglas Adams. While Fort explained the robot philosophies, how there was a yearly competition to find the Chosen One, how they and only they would deserve the sacred artifacts, and how they would rule the world. It all sounded so grand. But I suppose I was tired.
Voy a buscar luego en internet si alguien se queja de toda la conversación que hay en el juego.
Video games. Eventually Fort stood up.
Well, it's late,
he said.
I need to recharge. How are your batteries?
I honestly had no idea how my batteries were, so I smiled and said, I'll be fine here, thanks.
Bueno, bueno. Joder, ahora volando los dos. Mira qué bien. Y ahora sigue la conversación. Eso fue la pausa.
I'll do it, was the first thing I said to Ford in the morning.
Do what?
Came his reply with a strange look. So I explained how I would enter this chosen one contest, get these sacred shoes and gloves, then we would return home and defend the planet from the man in black.
Who will, buddy?
Asked Fort.
Me
And you? He had a point, but I knew Heather and the rest of my friends would help. Maybe it was the talk that Fort and I'd had, maybe it was the dream I had last night, or maybe it was just the urge to get home and make sure everyone was safe, but I suddenly felt like I could save the world.
Come on then, buddy, said Fort. Show me what you've got. If you're going to win the contest, you'll have to be good.
Fatiga láser. Fatiga de diálogo. SX. ¿Y por qué meten esto aquí? ¿Esto qué pinta en el juego? ¿Qué aporta a la historia? Nada. Por lo menos aquí puedo jugar un poco, pero bueno. Gol. Ah. Hay que meter 5. No me jodas. Dejarme ganar. Ah, gol. Más y se acabó. Hala, se acabó, gané.
Ford leant back with a big smile.
It's a long way.
He said,
To the contest, I mean. It'll take us months to walk to the robot capital. We had best get going.
El torneo.
Again, on Fort's suggestion, we mainly traveled at night. Even though the world was such a mess, the twilight still made everything look quite beautiful.
Toda la chatarra eliminada. Ah. Uf. Hombre, no. Uy. Oye, a la primera. Tío, ¿te das cuenta que es que juego 30 segundos y más diálogo? Y más, y más, y más. Joder, chaval, qué pesadilla, tío.
We spent the next few months traveling like this until eventually, we made it to the robot capital city.
Fort had told me how the capital used to be a human city. But after the war, the robots had more than taken over. However, I didn't expect a literal cathedral of video games. I joined the queue and signed up for the tournament as soon as I could.
Hostia, Simon.
Good luck.
Ese es el Simón.
As he found a seat with some huge agricultural robots and attempted to blend in. Before the competition began, the host spoke of many rules, laws and grand philosophies, comparing life to various video games. It sort of reminded me of Alice's church, but with none of the warmth or compassion. But still everyone clapped. There were to be 3 rounds to the competition, with a choice of 2 games per round. The player with the highest score would win, and advance to the next round. I won the coin toss, so it was my decision which game we played.
Ah, esto era para entrenar. El del coche y el de la guitarra. Las máquinas que te ibas encontrando era para...
Play a short song and score as many points as you can.
Como Street Fighter, qué bueno. $9.430. Mira, estoy haciéndolo mal. Madre mía. Qué puto desastre. Uf. Vaya mal que lo estoy haciendo. ¿Qué es esto, tío? No, yo no doy abasto con esto. Bueno, lo hice. Warren, ¿y no tuviste miedo? Qué mal se me da esto, tío.
I was shocked to discover that it was actually a
Torneo a
tournament
muerte.
to the death. All the losers of round 1 were placed into a crusher, myself included. Luckily my Lazarus chip took me back far enough to start again.
Ah, voy a intentarlo otra vez.
Play a short song and score.
Ahora sí. Ay, que no los hago. No lo hice, tío. No lo conseguí. Complicado esto, voy a coger la del coche, a ver.
Drive fast and score as many points as you.
Michudi 2. R2D2. ¿Cuántos tengo que hacer? ¿Qué tengo que atropellar a la gente o qué es esto? Ah, sí. Son de películas. Beetlejuice, era ese. Indiana Jones. Hostia, el de la jungla de cristal. John McClane. Este es el de Jóvenes Ocultos. Mad Max, qué bueno, tío. Ese no sé, no me doy con verlo. No tengo ni idea. Ese no tampoco. Ay, mierda, tío. Joder, no, paso una, macho. Van Jovi ponía, a ver.
Drive fast and scope.
Hostia, 12.000 tengo que hacer. No, 124.000, una burrada, tío. Karate Kid. Ah, eso es Tutsi. Mierda. Eso es lo de... Este muerto está muy vivo. No me dio tiempo a ver eso. No, paso, tío. Joder, quita del medio, hostia. Ah, es que aquí no hay tiempo. Sí, sí hay. Ah, sí, sí hay, joder. Que no sé qué jugar, es que pierdo en todas. La de rojo al principio era Tutsi. La peli, la de Dustin Hoffman. Fijo, además. ¿Qué ponía? Van Jovi, no me fijé. ¡Ey! No coordino bien esto. No consigo, ¿eh? No hay manera, macho. No lo veo, lo de Van Jovi. No sé qué hacer, no paso ninguna prueba. Ah, Van Jovi, lo pone aquí, sí. Ah, tío, hice menos puntos que antes ahora. Joder, no entiendo, tío. ¿Qué voy a estar aquí atascado hasta que lo pase? Joder. Intentar los coches otra vez.
Drive fast and
Es chungo, tío. ¿Cómo voy a hacer? Freddy Krueger este. Este muerto está muy vivo. No sé lo que es. Me da tiempo, tío, no sé. ¿Cómo se pasa esto, tío? No me da tiempo, joder. No lo entiendo, tío. Tengo que hacer el de la guitarra como sea. Ah, de Beatles. No sé cómo voy a pasar esto, la verdad.
Play a short song and score.
Joder, es jodido de cojones, me cago en la puta, macho. Jodido, jodido. Encima esto es coordino fatal. Desastre total, tío. Nada, ahora lo hice mejor, pero es que todavía... Vale, tío, esto es muy complicado, Y se supone que tengo que ganar el torneo. Tendré que hacer más luego. Joder, chaval.
Play a short song.
Al principio no coordino bien. Empieza a salirme todo ahí a la vez. A ver. Pues ya me perdí. Ahora lo hice peor. Muchísimo peor, además. Hice con 2000 puntos menos. No entiendo, tío. Que tengo que estar aquí hasta que me salga, joder. Es que luego lo del coche no entiendo cómo va. ¿Tengo que matar a esos o no tengo que matarlos? Esto, tío. Muy complicado. Muy complicado. Ahora creo que lo hice mejor. Ahora sí. Ahora sí. Difícil, tío.
Ladies and gentlemen, your round one.
Gané el primer round. Ese es Astrobot. De abajo a la izquierda.
Well done, said Fort. I knew you could do it, buddy. Round 1 was in the bag, but now it was time to meet my opponents for round 2.
Street Fighter 2, pone ahí. Marvel Street Fighter. Voy a jugar a esa. Meryl Streep, joder.
Shoot everything and score.
Vaya, joder, no me dejó elegir la que yo quería. 1590, tío. Bueno. Esta igual lo supero. Esta se me da bien. Esta jugué el otro día. Ay, no hay obstáculos para esconderse. Yo creo que esta la paso. Esta es fácil. Además, hostia, 9 vidas tengo además, tío. Hasta lo paso. Yo tengo 800 puntos. Acabó, no me jodas.
Much to my dismay, along with all the other losers of round 2, I was guided into a crusher. So it almost felt like cheating.
No puedo dejar que caigan por abajo, creo.
Me back far enough to start again.
Empezará desde la primera ronda, ¿no? Porque me da algo. Ah, no, hostia, qué susto, tío. Quiero jugar a este, al Meryl Streep. No entiendo por qué no... Ah, ahora eligen la prueba. Vale, vale, vale. Es que antes elegía yo. Porque me había salido cara. Esto, no puedo dejar que estos lleguen abajo. Eso es. Eso son las vidas. Creo, no sé. Creo. Bueno, estoy muy seguro. Mierda, tío, por 180, 190 puntos, tío. A ver. Eran 4 más. Coge la de Street Fighter, joder. Quiero ver cómo es. Ah, quiero traer a... Ah, es que hay tiempo, joder, no me había fijado. Hay tiempo. Pues no puedo dejar... Tengo que intentar darle a los de arriba. Hay 300 puntos, ole. Puta madre. A los de arriba, que son los que más puntos dan. Ole, ya está. Ya gané. Pasé. Además.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ve Robocop.
these 4 are your semi-finalists. Fort smiled as I stepped off the stage, but neither of us said anything. We were
Ninguno
too
digo
focused
nada.
on winning.
No dijo nada. Ahora va a salir la del Angry Ghost. ¿Eso qué es? Pero no conozco ninguna de estas dos. A la Olympics. Personal Force. Ah, esto es lo de correr, lo de los Juegos Olímpicos.
Shoot everything and score as many points
A ver
as
esto
you
de qué va.
can.
Robert Cop. Ya, eso de Robert Cop me suena. No sé de qué me suena. Robert Cop, tío. Una película o algo. A ver, esto yo creo que se me puede dar bien. Hostia, qué raro que no estén los controles invertidos. Hostia, qué guay. Mejor. Tío, ¿cómo hago todos estos puntos? Posible, tío. Vamos a hacer si no hice ni 2000. Venga, tío, otra vez el mismo rollo, que sí, que ya lo sé, hombre.
But my own personal cheat code kicked in as my Lazarus shit took me back far enough.
Voy a probar esto en Olympics. 5000. Me da bien, creo. Vamos, lo puedo hacer. ¡Ah! No lo hago. Sí, tío, lo pasé. Toma. Ya está, ya lo gané. Da igual. Ya lo gané.
So here we have it. These two are our ultimate competitors. They will now fight it out in the final round.
Vale, la final. Pero este que es un... Este no es robot. Yo pensé que este era uno que estaba ahí para animar el torneo. Este ya sé quién es. Es un tío que tiene el récord en el Donkey Kong, en la máquina de Donkey Kong. Búscalo, ya verás cómo es él.
Cover the level with ectoplasm as fast as you can.
Hubiera sido la polla que fuera que hubiera esa máquina ahí. Donkey Kong. 60 segundos. Esto va por tiempo entonces. Oh. Tengo que batir el tiempo nada más. Dios. Justo, tío, en la puta línea que me quedaba. Gané.
Everyone cheered. The host even declared me the winner. But then, for some reason,
¿Eso por qué
a
gané?
videotape which contained a better score than mine was presented. I was then informed that I would have to play my opponent again, but now on a mystery game. It seemed a little unfair, but I guess it was supposed to be some kind of tiebreaker.
¿Qué tengo que hacer aquí? ¿Estoy jugando o qué? Floaters. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Subir nada más. ¿Ya dónde está él, no? Mierda, no. Dios. Ganando, ¿no? Uf. Palmó. Qué chungo, tío. Aquí ya no paso, esto es muy complicado. Dios, que se va totalmente el personaje. De manera, tío, es incontrolable eso. Tengo una vida y él tiene 6. La madre. Imposible, tío, esto. Vale. Me ganó, chaval, al final. Anda, cojones,
Some shadowy robots forced me into a crusher. So for once it didn't feel like cheating when my Lazarus chip kicked in.
Ah, mierda, tío, ya lo tenía, Venga. Ah, coño. Que se me va solo, tío. ¿Yo por qué tengo 4 vidas y el 6? ¿Y esto que cojo qué es? Más velocidad, parece. Vamos. Empezamos. Mismo sitio de antes. Es que... Joder, él atraviesa las cuchillas, no lo entiendo. Vamos, vamos. Vale. Player 1 soy yo,
I
¿no?
had finally won round 4, and thus the whole competition. However, unknown to me but seemingly well known to everyone else, there was more to come.
Ya casa, hay otra prueba más. Joder.
As I walked forwards, I heard a voice reciting a poem.
No,
To see
nada
a
más, tengo
world
que
in a
marchar
grain
ahora,
of
sí. ¿No?
sand, and a heaven in a
Que acabará el
wild
capítulo,
flower.
lo dejaba.
Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour.
Show me your mark, demanded the yellow
Ah, voy a ir hasta la
machine.
limerca.
I would
Y
have
que
done
no.
as he said, but I had no idea what he meant. The machine sighed.
Your serial number. Who are you, robot?
To me, the number had always looked unimpressive, but it clearly meant something to this machine. For several minutes he called me things like, the firstborn, the chosen light, the cleanser of the world, and of course, literally, the one.
No matter,
Said the machine when he finally composed himself. Before you can take the artifacts, we must play.
the game. Winner stays on. You of all people should know. This contest was conceived after we won the war. To find the greatest robot. To find the one. I beat my predecessor and he beat his. However, I have an advantage. The humans broadcasting their nice virus
Pesados, tío.
wasn't the
Pero
first
me
time I had
apetece
felt
coger
the
y
sweet
desinstalarlo y
sting
no
of
jugar
life.
más. Es
Long
que es muy
before
pesado
then
el
I
juego, tío.
briefly worked in a seaside arcade.
Que yo creo que si
However,
junto
I was
todos los cachos así de
located in
conversación,
1974
salen
when
2 o
my
3
game
horas,
was deemed
tranquilamente.
too great for the general public. No one could beat me then, and no one can
Va a hacer
beat
una
me
película.
now.
¿Qué va? ¿De espadas? Va. Voy a machacar aquí. ¡Qué cabrón!
Pathetic.
Pathetic, sí. Y el cabrón se acerca. Ahí va, para
Have
adentro.
you got some kind of power up?
Mierda.
Have you even played this game before? Have you
Adentro.
got some kind of power up?
Ah. ¡Vamos! Esa va para adentro.
Stop doing that. That was just luck.
Una más y ya se acabó.
I was
cabrón.
better than you on my first boot up.
Ahí va. Ah, no. Ahora
Have
sí.
you got some kind of power up?
Se acabó, chaval.
Sometimes my conquered opponent has to be coaxed into submission, said the machine. Some by force, some by bribery, some just need a few simple words. But I understand my fate.
Venga,
There
crash.
will come soft rains and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire. Why haven't you done it? The button is right there.
Venga, hombre.
My
Joder,
soul
qué
is
pesados,
yours to
tío.
take. But killing him was the last thing I wanted to do, so I asked him why should I? Because, he replied, this is the way things are, this is the way things have always been. So everyone wants to win this game, so they can sit in a dark cave waiting
Se pasan,
to
tío.
play
Se
the
pasan
game
muchísimo
again.
con la conversación. Cosas que no tienen
Things will have to change.
fundamento, que no pintan nada en la historia del juego, tío. Es que. Igual luego me pongo y sumo la cantidad de conversación que hubo en estas 3 horas que llevo jugadas. Estoy seguro de que 1 hora la pasa. The champion. Y cuando parece que vas a poder jugar,
And so,
sigue la
I was
conversación.
crowned by the grace of God.
defender of the faith and ruler of the known world. I gave many rousing speeches to my new nation, and, when I told the machine about the moon and the man in black's army, he discussed with the Council of 9 advisors and assured me everything would be taken care of.
I had won the sacred tournament, so I, and I alone, had the right to wear the magic shoes of gravity defiance. The only trouble was, they didn't really work. I mean, they were fine as a pair of shoes, but I could no longer run up walls. But I guess this didn't really matter anymore,
as one of the many perks of being the ruler of the known universe was that I could have everything I ever wanted.
As awesome as my arcade was, Fort made it clear he wanted to leave, as he thought we had more important things to do.
Perdón.
Come and see.
Fort worried I was being
Otra
sucked
vez.
in by it all.
¿Te das cuenta que camino 5 segundos y sigue, tío? Por culo el juego. Paso ya, tío.
Fort sighed. That's exactly what I mean. I've barely seen you in weeks. We were going to take Barry and Alice to the park, but all you do is play video games. You don't even care that there's a rocket coming from the moon. I've been busy, I explained, and the advisors said they'd take care of the moon. We beat the humans before. We're in a good position to enter into peace talks. Fort turned to leave the room. Buddy, you're as delusional as they are. Is this really everything you've ever wanted?
Me when you're ready to leave.
Pues eso que son ahí, ¿eh? Ah, lo dejo aquí. Me imagino que será el último capítulo. Lo dejo. Joder, chaval. Pesaditos son con esta mierda, ¿eh? No sé si acabó o no acabó esto. A ver. ¿Qué mierda es esto, tío? ¿Qué pinta esto aquí? Solo por hacerlo más largo. Ah, lo dejo. No me deja.
I felt awful.
Deja quitarlo, tío. Me habré cagado por cerrar el juego así directo. A ver dónde me deja ahora. Esto es como lo del Tames. Esto era... Salía... Joder, antes de Benny Hill, de muchos programas de no sé qué cadena, salía esto. Bueno, vale, sí, queda aquí justo. Bueno. Hasta luego.